Hello, daisies.
Hi. It's okay, girl.
I would move to return to open session.
Second.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes. Okay, you're on. You guys ready to lead in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yep.
Okay, so we'll all stand up, and we'll start after you. You go ahead and start. Thank you, girls.
You did a nice job.
You can stay if you want. That's okay. Smart girls.
I move to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes. All right. No presentations or recognitions, so we will move directly into public forum where individuals who wish to address this board may do so, should come up front to the podium, state their name and address for the record, make their points as clearly and concisely as possible, limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes, which those minutes may not be shared or yielded to others. All comments shall be directed to this board, and if you wish to address the board, please raise your hand, and we will call you up. Thank you in advance for your comments. Come on up.
Name and address, is that what it was? Or just
Yes, sir.
My name is Russell Ickrid. I'm at 7195 Gamwell Drive, 45230, just over that way, a little way. I have a couple of issues I wanted to speak about. A member of the trustees here has banned me from their Facebook page, and I see this as an infringement upon my First Amendment rights to access to government. And so I would like to have this dealt with. This issue has been going on now for several months. And so my issue is the fact that it needs to be dealt with soon. That, and also I had questions about the beautification project on Beachmont Avenue. I work at the Home Depot east of here, and I ride my bicycle to work every day. And I was curious, is there going to be allowed area for bicycle beyond sidewalks there, because sidewalks being illegal to ride on in Hamilton County if you're over 14 years old on a bicycle. So right now I'm currently riding in the street, not a big deal, but I know there are people that worry about me, I don't understand that, but I was just curious if there would be any place for a bicycle to ride besides on the sidewalk.
And I think the answer to that is maybe. Paul? Yeah, go ahead. Just, you can stand there, it's fine. Yeah.
So in the downtown area, which is the area from Asbury to the, just past Wolfengle, the entrance into the town center, there will not be a designated bike lane because of we were limited within the right-of-way to incorporate a bike lane. However, in the township, you are permitted to ride on the sidewalk. So there are plans beyond the downtown area in our Beachmont plan that we're currently updating to incorporate bike lanes beyond the downtown area. There just wasn't the width within the right-of-way to accomplish everything in the downtown area. However, there will be a transition area where you can ride on the sidewalk if you feel safer to be on the sidewalk. You can always still ride in the road. Cyclists are permitted in the road, but if you feel safer to ride on the sidewalk, that is permissible to ride on the sidewalk.
Thank you.
That answers my question, no bike path. Thank you.
Great.
Okay, thank you. Stay safe, right?
Mr. Girth?
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm done.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
If I could just add to what Mr. Drew, the section there, even in downtown Anderson, there'll be a 1.5 foot shoulder. So there'll be an 11-foot lane in the shoulder. So, yeah, but the long-term plan, as Mr. Drury said, has a bike lane so that you're not riding in the shoulder, which we've had some issues with as far as legality of that. So.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Anyone else?
Deborah Neese, 7290 State Road, 45230, longtime Anderson resident. I'd like to address the needle exchange as far as the hospital location would be. There is Sherwood Elementary. There's 5 Mile Road, State, half circle, which is very, very short street, and a small gravel parking lot and a grassy area, and then there's Sherwood Elementary playground. That is extremely close and a big concern of mine. As we get closer, back up towards the hospital, there's the library, which how many children, we have one of the highest participation rates of residents using a library in the county. And then there's the bike trail, even closer to the hospital where a proposed needle exchange van could be. I believe that was put into place to encourage a healthy lifestyle and connect residents to the community. Bad thing for the community, the needle exchange. I don't see it a place proper anywhere in Anderson, and I'd encourage you all to vote no on it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. That closes public session. We'll move on. Trustee comments? Dee, Andrew?
Yeah, I have a few comments. First of all, thank you. Thank you for your comments. As you know, we're not taking any action on the syringe exchange this evening. But I do want to acknowledge a couple things that in Ohio and nationally, it's been kind of a rough week. We had officers killed in Columbus, and then yesterday's school shooting, which I don't know, this one has hit me very hard. So one of the first things I did today was call the school district, and I've talked to people here, and just, know that we do have a safety plan in place, and we continue to work on that, and we take it as a priority, and I just want to give our condolences, first of all, to the officers' families, and then to the victims of the school shooting. That should never happen, and we do take it very seriously. We take, in everything we do, the staff and the trustees and everyone, we take safety of our community very seriously for everyone. So I just want to make sure that, I know you know that, and I just wanted to reiterate that. So that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, great comments. The officers killed in Columbus was one punch, and yesterday was another, even bigger. But I was comforted a little bit to know that Forest Hills does provide ALICE training at the schools, and I don't know that everybody knows that, and that is a response to an intruder in the schools, and I don't know if that was the case in Florida. There's still a lot coming out about that, but that's at least, I really applaud Forest Hills School District for taking the steps to do that. And something I found out also in March, I think the 4th, Jeff Ruby, not to plug his business, but Mr. Ruby's Steakhouses, downtown Nashville, Columbus, and Louisville, I forget what he has, is donating, if you go there and spend money at his restaurants, he's donating 100% of the proceeds that night to support those officers' families. And I think that's a remarkable offer on his part. That's huge. So just mention that. If you haven't seen it, please, if not that you have to go there, you can donate on your own. But anyway, I think that's something everybody should know about.
Thank you both. Eric Miller is in the audience. Eric, you have an announcement about some award you guys just won?
I do. I thought you were going to make the announcement.
Oh, no, I'd much rather hear it from you. I would love for you to.
Appreciate that. We just found out today, earlier this afternoon, that Party in the Plaza has been nominated, has actually won the Best of the East for the best live music event in the East Side. So
Yay.
3 years in a row for Party in the Plaza.
Congratulations. It is a great event.
Congratulations.
Fiscal Officer Ken Dietz.
Thank you. As the board's aware, we're operating right now on a temporary budget, the tax budget. The audience might not know that. By the end of March, we need to adopt a permanent budget for 2018. And our staff, the administrator, my staff, and the department heads have been working on it for a month or so, and we will dig in the next 2 weeks, try to get something to the board for the interim meeting, and then at the next regular meeting, we would have to adopt our permanent budget for the year. So, and we have more data, obviously, than we had back in July of last year when we adopted the temporary budget. So we're working to refine it and kind of sharpen our pencils a little bit. Financial reports are not available for the end of January. We have not yet plugged in all the numbers for the end of the year. We'll have something at the end of February, including the February activity. So that's not available, and we don't have any appropriation changes. So that's the good news. That's all I have. Thank you.
You do have some minutes to approve.
A bunch of minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of September 14th, November 16th, December 4th, 1 p.m., December 4th at 4 p.m., December 5th at 8:30 a.m., December 5th at 12 p.m., December 5th at 1:30 p.m., December 7th at 4 p.m., December 18th, and December 21st of 2017.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
Did you get them all? Did you get them all?
I got them all.
Thanks. Thanks, Ken. Margaret?
No report, but the legislation that's been reviewed is under
Do you not listen?
department, various departments on the agenda.
Thank you. Paul, anything? Sheriff? Lieutenant Guy?
Good evening. Just have one item on the agenda for the board this evening. You should have in front of you a resolution authorizing the purchase of equipment. It's a purchase of 3 police vehicles. This year, we're going to go with 1 all-wheel drive Ford Explorer, 2 all-wheel drive Dodge Chargers. Since my appointment here, for the last 5 years, the vehicle committee, we've got us on a schedule where we own 21 police cruisers. We keep them all for 7 years, which means we replace 3 of them per year. So once these vehicles are equipped and ready for the street, then I will take 3 of our vehicles that have outlived their usefulness, and we'll go ahead and sell those to other police departments to recoup some of the money that we spent on these cruisers.
I move to authorize the purchase of equipment pursuant to Section 505.101 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes.
Unless the board has anything else, that's all I have.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Richard, Public Works?
Good evening. I have 3 items before the board tonight. The first one is a new old one, so to speak. 3 months ago, the board authorized me to be able to buy some new equipment and trade in the equipment that we had. It was 2 single-axle dump trucks and a pickup truck. The first motion you have before you is to amend that resolution and to do a do-over.
Okay.
I move to repeal Resolution Number 17-1116-06, authorizing the purchase of road equipment pursuant to 505.10A3 of the revised code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Garth?
Yes. The second item is the reason for the do-over. After we went on the offensive...
Mr. Shelley, I'm sorry for the interruption. I don't think you have the updated agenda.
Uh-oh.
Because after we repealed the first resolution, then the second one is authorizing the purchase of the roadway equipment. Then we've got your certification of mileage. Then the fourth one is going to be the sale to the school district. I apologize. You don't have the correct version.
You want mine?
Here. There you go.
That's my fault. I grabbed the one off the table.
It's all right. It's all right. Thanks.
We okay?
Yeah, everything's
So fine.
Speaking of a do-over, okay, so then the second one authorizes me to go ahead and purchase the equipment for the same equipment, 2 single-axle dump trucks and a pickup truck for the road maintenance department.
I move to authorize the purchase of roadway equipment pursuant to Section 505.101 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
And with the board's indulgence, I'll go ahead and skip this to D because they run together. But item D on the agenda was the reason why we went through this exercise to begin with. We found out after we had made an agreement to trade in the trucks that the school district really needed the equipment. So they came to me, and in the past, we have done a cooperative agreement with the school district whereby we sell them our surplus or trade-in equipment, and we trade them in lieu of that for diesel fuel. As the board is aware, for many years, we have been working cooperatively with the school district. They provide diesel fuel for us at their pricing, and then we pay their rate, and they bill us monthly. So it cuts our rate down from what we would pay at the pump, so to speak. It gets their pricing, the best pricing. And so what we've agreed to do is, in lieu of spending or trading in those vehicles, work with the school district, allow them to take ownership of these vehicles, and work it off in fuel, if that makes sense. So what you have before you is that agreement that allows us to work cooperatively.
I move to authorize the sale of surplus equipment to the Forest Hills Local School District pursuant to contract authorized by Section 505.101 of the Revised Code.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
And lastly, a matter of paperwork, the certification for the 2017 annual road mileage. We added a section on Town Center Way and deleted a section on Town Center Way, and you see the math that's in the resolution accordingly. And then we added a new subdivision, which runs off of Forest Road by the name of Forest Trails subdivision. That got added to the inventory. So the plus and the minus and the add puts our new inventory numbers at 120.769 miles, and that's what you have before you, authorization to certify that so we can send it off to the state.
I move to certify the 2017 annual road mileage as submitted by the Ohio Department of Transportation and the Hamilton County Engineers Office and is kept on file in the Township Public Works Department and Fiscal Department.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
I like the idea of the trucks for diesel fuel. Thank you.
Mark? Thank you, Chief. Vicki?
Yes, we have several items. First, which is something that staff have been talking about today, just kind of a reminder to folks. The Ohio River is rising, and it's expected to crest early next week. And I hope you all got a copy of Anderson Insights, where you see these yellow markers that are placed in various areas of the township. If there's water on the road, don't drive through it. It's not worth the risk to you, to your family, to our personnel, because we did have a situation where people drove through high water, and during the rescue, we had 2 firefighters whose lives were in very serious danger, not to mention the people that were in the water. So it may be a little bit longer for you to take another route to go around that water, but it is the best thing to do for your safety and for our first responders' safety. So please keep that in mind as the river is rising, and we expect it to crest Monday or Tuesday next week, and we'll keep an eye on that and send information out. So please turn around, don't drown, don't put anybody in danger. The first official item on our agenda is a request to select designees for Sunshine Law certification. The Ohio Revised Code requires that every term that our trustees and our fiscal officer serve, that they either attend training or they designate staff to attend training on Sunshine Law as far as public records requests. Since staff are largely in the role of fulfilling those public records requests, it has been the practice of this board and prior boards to select designees. So there is a motion before you that would authorize designees for each elected position, and those staff members would attend a significant amount of training to make sure that we are up to date on Sunshine Law.
I move to appoint Betty Cohen, Molly Moorfield, Becky Campbell, and Nancy Downs as designees who shall attend Sunshine Law Certification Training provided by the Ohio Attorney General's Office as required by Ohio Revised Code Section 149.43E1 on behalf of trustees Joshua S. Girth, Andrew S. Pappas, and Robin D. Stone, and fiscal officer Kenneth G. Dietz, respectively.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
Thank you. The next item is a request to renew our membership in the Hamilton County Regional Planning Partnership for 2018. As the board is aware, the Regional Planning Partnership provides education for our boards and committees. They also started in conjunction with the Center for Local Government this year a newly elected officials workshop, which Mr. Girth participated in as far as being a presenter. They provide technical services, research, GIS mapping, and various planning services. They're also one of the first agencies that receive census data, which is in turn provided to the township. So I would ask that the board authorize renewal of our membership in that entity.
I move to authorize membership in the Hamilton County Regional Planning Partnership for the year 2018 in an amount not to exceed $5,239.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
And lastly, an item arising from exec session discussion. We have a vacancy in a part-time receptionist position, and staff have made a recommendation to fulfill that position.
I move to authorize the hiring of Michelle Hobbs to fill the part-time front desk receptionist position at a rate not to exceed $13 an hour.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yes.
Mr. Girth?
Yes.
That's all the staff had this evening.
Thank you, Vicki. Next regular monthly board meeting is March 15th, 2018, 6 o'clock in this room.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mrs. Stone?
Yes.
Mr. Pappas?
Yep.
Mr. Girth?
Yes, thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.